Hey guys, how you doing? It's Leo Kelly, CEO of BCC TV. And today I really want to talk about what's been on my heart for years. You know what I'm saying? For a lot of years, man. And I finally feel comfortable about coming out and talking about it, the situation. A lot of you guys see what's going on in the news right now with P. Diddy and the rappers and what goes on in the industry and stuff like that. So you kind of know where I'm heading with it. But I actually wrote a book. It's called Drop Down and Give Me 20. It's about the whole situation, from training to getting to the music industry, management, moving to Miami, going back and forth to Tampa and back to Miami, and stuff like that. So you kind of know where I'm getting at, but we're gonna get into it. All right. For those of you who really know me, you might walk around, you might call me LKOK. And some people are like, hey, why they call you LKOK? Because I did music. I was deeply into the music. I was in the music for over like 25 years. I started doing music when I was like, 12 or 13 years old. We actually had a Reebok deal when we were young, but we got fucked out of that deal. Like, we got robbed. But we got robbed by people who we loved, so it was whatever. And we were young. We were happy to get the shoes and the shirts, Reebok shoes and stuff like that. But anyway, as I got older, I went solo. And I'm going to skip over a lot of the training stuff, and I'm going to get right into the music stuff. But the training stuff leads into the music stuff, but I'll go to the end, kind of like the end of the training and stuff. But anyway, while I was training, though, I've been training for a long time, got out of school, and I was actually a level 5 trainer. I was one of the highest paid trainers that you can get. Level 5 was the highest, NASM certified, A certified out of college, NASM certified through NASM. And training was my life, man. It's what I did. It's what I loved. I touched a lot of people, man. Look, I trained from the most famous people to the person off the street. I did a lot of training and stuff like that. But anyway, while training, I met somebody in the music industry. And when I talk here, I'm not going to say names, because I don't want to incriminate them or incriminate yourself. These people got families and stuff, and it's been a long time, but you got to get it out. You know what I'm saying? And right now, I don't see a better time than right now. Actually, it's funny because probably like 10 years ago, I told my wife about this before all this stuff started coming out. I was telling her, my wife used to, ask me all these questions, and I used to tell her, and she just in disbelief about everything. But I'm going to tell you guys, and you'll understand what I'm talking about. For anybody who actually know me, you can look me up. You can go to LKOK on YouTube and see my music videos, the quality of the music, and you can see that it's not a local artist sound. I was signed to a label, and I can't tell you the label, because if I tell you the label, then you'll put 2 and 2 together, and I got to try to keep this alleged type thing going on, because I don't want to get sued, or I don't want nobody coming after me or my family. I got a lot of stuff going on now with BCC TV and stuff like that, but it's time to tell the story. You feel me? Because this story, if you haven't been watching TV, YouTube and stuff like this, and you haven't learned from other rappers coming out and other movie stars and artists coming out about their story, hopefully this one will be close to home, especially to the local artists from Miami, from Jacksonville, from Atlanta, from Titusville, Brevard County, Orlando, Clearwater, St. Pete. These guys who probably never got to the point to where they experienced some of the things that went down with us. That's Lola, my cat. She gonna be here with us, so don't even mind her. But anyway, I wanted to just say that music was my life. It meant everything to me. And to this day, I still have a love for music that's just unmatched. You feel me? Especially being a writer. I wrote all my music. I wrote everything. Like I'm telling you, verify this. I want you guys to go to YouTube, look up LKOK. Mr. Leo said it is my YouTube now, but I have probably like 3 or 4 pages. I have music pages. I have SoundCloud. You can go to LKOK on SoundCloud. What else? Everywhere. You just look up LKOK music. Just look it up and you'll find the music. But music was my life, man. And I met somebody at the gym. I met a lady and she was like, hey, I heard you do music, you know? And I was like, yeah, I do. She was like, I would like to hear some sometime. I was like, oh, bet, for real? You know, any artist, man, if somebody say they want to hear your music, you jump on it. You like, what? You want to hear my music? I'm the best. You know, that type of thing. Even though you ain't the best, but you think you the best. If any artist out there rapping and you don't think you the best, then you might as well not even rap because the next man think he the best. You feel me? You got to go in there with the confidence that you're the best. So anyway, she's like, I would like to hear some of it sometime. You know, I was like, all right, bet. You know, in my mind, I'm like, do you want to hear my music? And, you know, and this was a Caucasian lady, a white lady. So I was like, let's see what she up to. But anyway, I let her hear the music and she was like, wow, this is good. And let me tell you about my music too. I made some good money while I was training. So I dealt with one of the hottest producers and the hottest engineers in the Tampa Bay area, James from Executive Sounds. He's worked with everybody from Plies to every artist that ever came. Any artist that came into the Tampa area, St. Pete area, Rod Wave, Flow Rider, all those guys, anybody that ever came to there, they came to that studio. He was my best homie, man. James was my dog. So I got to record in the best studio. I got the best sound. I got the best mastering, the best mixing. So when I released a song, people like, this sound like it could be on the radio type thing. You feel me? So I didn't do the local artist thing. You know, people just record a song, put it out. I didn't do that. I kind of was in the music long enough to know that that's not what you want to hear. You don't want to hand nobody a CD and it sounds like trash. Because people did that to me. People knew I was into music, so they would hand me CDs and I would listen to it for the first 5 seconds and just not even listen to it. I was like, bro, you don't love music, because if you did, you wouldn't put this out. Like, you wouldn't release this. You know, it don't sound good. Your lyrics are good, but this sound like crap type thing. You feel me? So that's one thing that put me ahead of everybody when it came to the music, because my sound was good. Even if my lyrics weren't good, which they were, the sound will give me a chance, you know, will let people hear it. So anyway, she was like, wow, this is good music. I like it. She was like, hey, I have a record label. I was like, you got a record label? She's like, yeah. And I cannot tell y'all the name of the record label. So I have a record label and I would love for you to be the first artist on the record label. I was like, hold up now. I mean, you got a record label and you want me to be the first artist. It's on some scam shit. You know what I'm saying? That's what I thought. But I was like, hey man, let's talk about it. So, you know what I'm saying? I did my research on her and stuff, and I noticed that she wasn't a game. It wasn't a game. She started a record label and she was looking for artists, and I was going to be the first artist on a record label. So I was like, hey man, I'm broke. Like, I don't really have money, you know, like that to be doing this. She was like, yeah, because you're definitely going to have to fly to Miami. You know, I'm going to need you in Miami because that's where we're going to record. You know, I got this laid out, I was like, well, what are we going to do about that? I live here in Tampa and I work every day. She was like, well, let's go look at the contract. So we go look at the contract and everything. And I'm like, dang, this dope. She's going to pay for my food. She's going to fly me out. I ain't got to worry about no money. I ain't got to worry about housing. I was like, what? This can't be real. Like, this ain't real, you know? But we had a contract in front of me saying everything, you know what I'm saying? We're going to split this money this way and this percentages and all this stuff. And I wasn't even thinking about the percentage. I'm thinking about this lady paying for all my food, my housing, my clothes. I mean, everything, jewelry, whatever. You feel me? So I was like, bet. So I signed it, man. I was on some like, let's get it. You feel me? So I was like, I am on a record label. I'm dope. I'm that guy. You feel me? So I was like, I can't wait to go tell my family. I can't wait to tell anybody. But I was like, nope. Let me wait for a little minute. Make sure this is real. So, like the next week's rolling around, I'm signed now. I'm signed to the label. And she's like, I'm going to need you in the studio. So we got to set a schedule. What time, how do you work? What's your work schedule? I was like, I work Monday through Friday. She's like, all right, well, you're going to work Monday through Thursday. I was like, nah, I need this money. I can't do that. You feel me? Like, I work every day. I got clients that actually say, well, your clients, on Monday through Thursday, anything after Thursday, you got to get rid of, and I'll cover that. So tell me how much you make and I'll cover that. So I was like, dang. And listen, let me tell you guys, I was training 10 clients a day, at $50 an hour. You feel me? So I was making a lot of money. I was making cash, a lot of bread. So, I told her, and she was like, "That's like, if you're going to do that, then bet." So I called my client, "Hey, I can't work with y'all, I'm going to be going to Miami." And in my mind, I'm like, how am I going to get to Miami? It's like 4.5 hours. Man, listen, this lady came to me and she gave me an itinerary, like an itinerary. I don't know nothing about no damn itinerary. You feel me? I'm like, itinerary? What do you mean itinerary? Oh, yeah, you got to be at the airport at this time and I was like, what? She said, yeah, you're going to be taking a red eye every week to come here. I need you here every week. So I'm like, what do you mean every week? I gotta work. She was like, you're going from Monday to Thursday, and depending on how this music go, you might have to cut out some of those days. I was like, all right, shit, if you paying, then I'm with it. You feel me? So anyway, I had an itinerary. It's telling me you're leaving Tampa. You got to be at the Tampa airport Thursday night late. So it's probably like midnight. It was a red eye. It's like 1 a.m. or something. And I would be in Miami at probably like 2 o'clock. Whatever. It's like a 45-minute flight. You feel me? So my first try of it, I went, got in the airport, and I'm like, I'm feeling good because I don't sign. And this person told me they're going to take care of this and that. I say, man, let me see. This can't be real. So anyway, I get on the flight. My ticket is booked. My baggage is paid for. And then everything is just laid out. Like, I have to do nothing but go to the airport, check in, wait on my flight, get on the flight. And when I get to Miami, I got a car waiting for me. You feel me? With my name, LKOK. I'm like, this different. I was like, this different, but I'm feeling good. I'm actually feeling myself a little bit because I'm on some like, I got a car. Like, this is what you see on TV. This is, so anyway, I go to the car and the dude, he winds the window down, he get out, and it's a black dude. And he seemed cool, little chunky cat. He seemed cool. He looked like he got bread, whatever and stuff. So the dude come around and he's like, hey, you want to sit in the back or you want to sit in the front? I was like, man, let me sit in the front. He's like, well, people usually sit in the back. I say, nah, bro, I'm in the front with you or whatever. He said, well, get that box out of the back. And put it in the front. I was like, all right. So he take my luggage, put it in the trunk or whatever. And it's a box on the back seat. So I get the box out of the back seat and I sit in the front seat. He's like, hey, I know all about you. He know my name and everything. He's like, oh, and I hear you hoop and all, cause I played ball. He said, he conversated with me and shit. You feel me? And he said, yeah, open that box, bro. And the driver, he diamonded up. Well, usually he got diamond earrings, got a nice watch. And I'm like, man, dang, he ain't just a regular driver, He ain't an Uber. And back then, it wasn't Ubers back then. You either had your own car or you had a car service type thing, right? So it wasn't no Ubers back then. I know I'm showing my age, but whatever. So anyway, he say, hey, man, look in that box, man. I say, how long before we get to where we're going? He's like, oh, no, it's about 30 minutes. You straight, just open the box. I open the box. And it's a pair of earrings. Mind you, I had little diamond earrings, but they were like cubic zirconias or whatever you call them, but they shine. They look good, you feel? But I opened the box, and it was a pair of earrings. And when I tell you, and I looked at I've never seen anything shine as bright as I saw those earrings shine. Like, I've never seen them shine. I was like, dang, well, he said, yeah, that's from your manager. I was like, I don't got no manager. She said, oh, no, yeah. She's your manager. Now you signed to her. She's your manager. I said, oh, I thought we were partners. She said, nah, she's your manager. You're the artist on the label, And I say, I'm like, what do you do? She said, I'm your driver. I'm her driver for you. I was like, I got my own driver. And he said, boy, those VVS's. You ever heard of VVS's? I was like, no, but they look cool. So I took my earrings out and put these in. And bro, listen, I felt when I put those earrings in my ear, it kind of made me emotional, because for somebody to let material things change them, it's sad. You feel me? But when I put those earrings in my ear and I knew they were real VBSs, they were 1.2 carats, I think. 1.2 carats in each ear. This is something you give to a girl. You give to a woman and you put on her ring and you got a setting, you know. So these earrings cost a lot of money. So I had 1.2 carats in each ear. And when I say they shined so bright, and it changed me. I automatically became a new person when I put those earrings, because I've never had anything like that. So I became a new person. I felt like a rapper. I felt like the people I saw on TV and stuff like that. And my brain was changing. Like my way of thinking was changing. I was really becoming LKOK, but I'm not going to say I was becoming into my own, but I was becoming cocky, more cocky, because I was a humble dude, man. Like I work with a lot of people, and you got to be humble in the training industry because they pay you. You feel me? But I'm like, look, I'm out here. I'm in Miami. You know, this is where the stars be. I got the earrings. So anyway, so driver pull up, and he pull up to, you know, a certain area in Miami, which everybody know, real prestigious area. And if there's these huge condos and stuff, and he was like, hey man, I'll see you, probably tomorrow or whatever. Or I'll probably see you at the end of the week. Whenever she called me, I'll come get you. You feel me? I was like, bet. He said, if you need to go to the mall, any of this stuff, like he's like, I got you. Just let me know, whatever, you know, she got a schedule for you. He said, walk through that gate and then make a left, So I do this and go up, and I knock on the door, and she's there. And I walk in this condo, man, and I never really seen flat screen TVs and stuff like that, like big ones back then. And when I say they did have the back on them, but it was a flat screen TV on every wall, like almost like like when you go to the chicken spot, one of the chicken places where the girls be dressed, and you see all the TVs everywhere. Girls be having on little shorts, and you see the TVs. This is what this place was like, but it was better, you know, and it was a house. It was a condo, nice, where you go lay down and stuff like that. So anyway, I'm like, this in my mind, I'm trying to stay cool and keep my little thing I got about me, but I'm enamored, like almost like a girl walking into a rich guy's house and she knows she's about to get broke off type thing. You know, it's like, oh, I'm here. You feel me? So now reality hitting me now. Like reality's hitting me, and I'm like, wow, this is real. This is real. But I wanted to give it a few days, this whole weekend. I wanted to give it a few days before I said it was real. I said, this still can be fake. I can be dreaming type thing. You feel me? But I'm living in the dream. You know, I go there, and then she's like, hey, I just want to show you your room. Yeah. I was like, this is nice. And she was just like, hey man, this is yours. Like, this is where we're going to be at. You know what I'm saying? She said, hey, I need you to get some rest. I'm going to show you your room, get some rest, because we're going to the studio in the morning and stuff. I was like, we going to the studio? Yeah. I say, but I don't got nothing. She's like, nah, go to your room, write something, or do you have? I say, yeah, I got stuff ready, but I don't have no beats or whatever. She say, hey, nah, go in there and look on the dresser, So I go in there. I'm like, dang, it's nice. You know, nice big bed, nice dresser, all this stuff. Got a flat screen TV or whatever kind of, it's kind of like a flat screen in front of the dresser. I'm just nice. I'm like, man, I got my own thing going. And I look on the dresser, and it's a CD, and it says CD of beats and stuff. And I'm like, what the hell? So I go and I put in my little Walkman or whatever, and I'm listening to the beats, and they are industry beats. Like, you hear tags on these beats, like Timberland tags and what's his name? A lot of art. I kind of don't want to say names, but you hear tags on these beats from producers that are $1 million producers. You feel me? So, she was like, look, we're going to be in the studio all day, but I still want you to enjoy your life. You know, I know you like training, so I do want to set up some training for you so you can make your own money. You can feel like you making your own money. I was like, bet, I'm good. I was like, but why would I get training here when I got training back there? She said, because it's my goal to have you live here, like to move here. Like, I want to transition, you know, but I don't want to just jump you from training into music like that. I want to keep your life, you know, So I was like, oh, that's dope. You know, like, she's really trying to manage me, you know, like a manager. And I was like, this is cool. So I was like, all right, bet. So, and she was just like, we're going to go to the studio tomorrow, and I want to introduce you to some people who you might be training. I already told them that you are a trainer too. Even though you do music, you're a trainer, and these people are prestigious. And she was on some like, let me tell you about the studio, and then I'll tell you about what she was on when it came to meeting her friends or whatever. So anyway, we go to the studio, and when we go to the studio, I see cameras. Like I see, what's the, is it Lifetime, a camera from Lifetime. So she knew a guy that I know now. This is the information I know now, but Lifetime cameras was in the studio. So this is a lot for a dude that hasn't done much. You feel me? And just did local shows and stuff. So we get there, and I'm like, why they here? Like, why they got the camera? She said, they doing a report on you and me, starting the label, and you're my first artist and stuff like that. She said, so I want you to record, just like pretend they're not here, you record or whatever, and then afterwards we'll talk to them. She said they're doing a report on me about my breasts and stuff like that, but I'm putting into your music. You're my release from this, meaning I'm transitioning from this life to the music life, and I want them to meet my artist. I was like, that. So I go in there, I had a song, I listened to some of them beats, and I had a song I wrote. You know what I'm saying? And let me tell you one thing about me, man. One thing that made me a special artist, a different artist, is that I can write a song in 30 minutes, 2 verses, 3 verses, and I can memorize that song. Like whatever I wrote, because I am the writer, I memorized. My memory was crazy. I don't know if I can do that to this day. Like right now, I probably could, but I don't know. But I could memorize the song. As soon as I hear the beat, the lyrics come to me. So I wrote a song, and I give the producer the beat. This is before I guess you could send over stuff. So I give him the CD. I say, hey, beat number 3 or whatever. So he was like, dang, he said the name, this is a blah, blah beat. Cause this engineer knew the tags, he's like, how you get da, da, da beat? I said, hey man, that's just what it is. That's from blah, blah, blah. So anyway, I'm trying to act all cool. And, he played a beat, and I start doing my thing, and they recording and all this stuff. And I'm like, oh my God. In my mind, while I'm recording and doing all this stuff, I'm like, this can't be real. Like I'm on TV. I'm about to be on TV and stuff like that. Whatever. So I'm in my zone. I'm doing my thing. I ain't messed up. I ain't have to punch. I'm killing it. I'm a professional. I'm doing my thing. All right. So we did all that. The Lifetime stuff was recorded. They talked to her. They talked to me, blah, blah. Let's get to that. All right. So we leave the studio. She's like, hey, I want to take you to meet some of my friends. You might be training them. I told them about you or whatever. So I was like that. So we go to this place in Sunset, in Miami. Sunset, it's a gym. And I pull up, and that's all you see. It's Maseratis, Rolls Royces, Bentleys, Corvette, all this crazy stuff. I'm like, where are we? Lola, get down. Get down, Lola. Come on, don't hit my camera. So that's my cat acting up. Lola, get down. Come on. Look at her hitting the camera and everything. She's crazy. Anyway, so Maseratis, all this stuff. You seeing all this, right? So we walk in there, and I see this huge dude, man. The biggest arms I ever seen on somebody. And I looked, and I was like, whoa, that's blah, blah, blah. She's like, yeah, hey, blah, blah, blah. This is LK. Okay, this is my artist. And he shook my hand, big old hands. And then I was like, he's like, yeah. So he said, oh, so you're going to be my trainer, right? And I was like, oh, bet. You know what I'm saying? So this guy, I'll just put it this way. This guy played for the Marlins. He played for the Marlins. So shook his hand and stuff. I was like, yeah, I'm your trainer. I got you, da, da, da. And from training with him, I got his friends. I got his kids. I got other people in the industry, football players, baseball players, artists and stuff like that, all kind of people, So anyway, after we did that, we actually put a little sketch. She's like, he's going to be here like 3 days a week. So we'll put your schedule for when he's here or whatever after the studio. So anyway, the next 2 days, went to the studio, recorded. Man, I think I recorded so much music, man. I was recording so much. I was losing track of how many songs I was recording a day. I was recording, and I was quick at recording too. So I was losing track, but we was just stacking music. And she was like, hey, I want you to make sure you rehearse some of that music and stuff like that, because we're going to be doing some shows soon. I'm putting you in showcases and all this. I'm like, what the hell is a showcase? You feel me? So she was like, don't worry about it. Just get yourself prepared and be ready to rock the shows. You be practicing in front of me. I want you to be ready to go. I was like, bet, I'm ready. I'm ready for anything. You know how that cocky little dude be. I'm ready for anything, right? So anyway, I get on it's Sunday. I get on my flight. I go back to Tampa. I'm back to a normal Leo, LK. So I'm training and stuff. But every day she's keeping in contact with me. She's like, hey, how you feeling? How you doing? Da da da. Are you writing music? I'm writing every day because I can't wait till the weekend come to go record these songs. I got these beats with like 30 tracks on them, and then she would send another CD. Every time I go there, she had another CD for me. Hey, listen to these. This is from this artist, this artist. So anyway, so I'm training and stuff, and as I'm training, I'm telling people, hey man, I don't know how long I'm gonna be here because I'm signed. And they laugh and they like, you signed? Yeah, you signed and you training me, I'm like, no, I'm signed to a label. But this was crazy, right? I'll walk in the gym and the first thing everybody noticed was my earrings. Like, they was like, wow, man, those some nice earrings. They ain't real. And I was like, yeah, they are. They was like, what the hell? They're like, what you working here for if you wearing those earrings? But me, I'm not knowing how much these earrings cost. You feel me? Like, I don't know what 1.2 carat VVS is. So I had, 2.4 carat earrings in my ear. One and one. You feel me? So every woman that I train, I love your earrings. Oh my God, they're so pretty. Are those VVS's? See, these women knew what my ear. I was like, yeah, they are, da da da. And then in their mind, they like, if you wearing those, why are you working here? Like, nobody have diamonds like that, da da. So me still not knowing the price and not even caring. I just like that they diamonds and they real. My first pair. So I'm working the whole week and I'm telling my clients, hey man, I don't know how long I'm signed to a label. I don't know how long I'm gonna be here. And they just like, they kind of laughing me off because they're like, we haven't heard you on the radio or anything. How you signed to a label? We haven't even seen you really perform, Even though I was performing every other night in Tampa, I was performing at every local club they had around. I was performing. I would go work all day from 5 a.m. until freaking 8 p.m. And then I would have to go do a show or whatever. You feel me? So, and what I would do is I would pick one day to go to the studio here in Tampa with James once a week, probably like on a Tuesday or Wednesday. And then she was my manager. She was like, no, keep doing that, especially if he's charging you or whatever. So my my producer, I was telling him, I was like, hey man, I'm signed to a label, da da da. So once he found out that I was signed to a label, he was trying to get with my manager and stuff to try to get that bread, hey, I want this to be his home, da da da. But she was letting him know, nah, he's not going to be there long. Like, he can come there once a week, but he's going to be up here with this producer, blah, blah, blah. And the producer I was working with didn't even know he was famous or nothing. Listen, I knew nothing about producers and stuff like that, but I was recording at the Hit Factory. Like, this place I recorded was a Hit Factory. You can look that up. All right. And I'll tell you a story about the Hit Factory and BMF later. So, and that's how you can know my age. But anyway, so once he found out I was actually on a label and stuff, he was like, dang, congratulations, man. Do your thing, blah, blah, blah. And he was trying to get my manager to break him off some bread because he was kind of looking out for me, you know what I'm saying, on the studio and stuff. But anyway, after about 3 weeks of going back and forth to Miami, I noticed the airport staff, they were getting curious. It's like, hey man, what are you doing? Like, why are we seeing you every week? Like, this is every week. This is weird. Like, you're gonna put up some red flags. And I told him, I said, hey, I'm an artist. I'm on blah, blah, blah label. And I'm a music artist. My name's LKOK. And they was like, what? For real? Da, da, da. This is before like the internet big and stuff. I said, yeah, man, here's my CD. So I would give them my little local CD that I have that sounded industry wise. So it sounded commercial. It sounded like it was, so I would give them the CDs and stuff. And now every time I would go into that airport, they would let me through because it's like, nah, he good. He's an artist. He's an artist. So they would let me through and make me feel amazing. So anyway, let me backtrack. So we get to the point where I'm flying back and forth to Miami, you know what I'm saying, every week on a red eye, every week. So it's almost a month past and I'm in it now. Now I believe it. You know, I'm living there. I'm not living there. I'm living in a condo while I'm there and stuff like that. And she was like, hey, when you go back, I want you to tell your job you're quitting that job. I was like, what do you mean? I can't quit my job. I have too many clients. I can't do it. That's one thing I can't do. She's like, no, you have to. You have to be up here because I'm setting up these shows. I'm setting up this stuff for you. You have to be here. I can't have you, blah, blah. And then she was like, the flying back and forth is, a lot of money. You know what I'm saying? I know you don't know, but it's a lot of money to fly you back and forth. And I was like, well, right now, I can't do that. I'm locked in. These people don't pay me their money. I have to finish. She was like, well, how much do you have left to do it? So I was telling her these numbers. I was like, this person bought 16 sessions. This person bought 24. And my clients used to buy a whole bunch of sessions at once, and they would pay in full. That's one reason I got my money up front, because they didn't pay monthly. My clients didn't. They would pay in full for a full 24 sessions, 16 sessions, 8 sessions, 4 sessions, whatever it was, they would pay in full. It wasn't a monthly thing, which you could do a monthly thing, but I always convinced them to pay in full. Either you trying to do this or you're not type thing. You feel me? So she was like, all right, this is what we do. All right, I'm going to pay off all that. Give me the numbers. I'm going to pay off all that. You can give them their money back because I need you here. I was like, you going to do that? So I gave her the number and she broke me off cash. You feel me? So she broke me off cash. So the next day I went into my job and I went to the director. His name was Chris. And if you watching this, you know it's true. My boy Chris. Firefighter, nice looking dude. All the girls loved him. Cool as hell, man. Cool dude. He the one that really gave me an opportunity to be who I was when it comes to training. So I said, hey, Chris, man, I got to quit, bro. I'm making it. I got signed to a label. And he was like, hey, what we going to do about the people you were paid? I said, bro, I got all the money. I calculated everything. And I want to give you this so that you can give them their money back, or you can pay other trainers to work with these people. So he said, all right, bet, that's what I'll do. So I gave him the bread and he split my people up. And as trainers, you get a relationship with your clients. You feel me? So I actually had to call every one of them. I called every client and I said, hey man, I made it. I got to go. I'm sorry. We're right in the middle of your training. You were doing so good, blah, blah, blah. I love y'all. Thank you for giving me the opportunity, da, 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 all that stuff. So they were cool. They were happy for me. They was like, man, go. I can't wait to see you on TV, da, da, da. So anyway, guys, I broke the lease on my apartment in Tampa. I moved to Miami the next day. So this time when I flew, it wasn't a red eye. It was a regular flight because I had more luggage and stuff like that. But she was on some like, just don't bring everything. Leave some stuff. I was like, I can't leave some stuff. So what I did, I have a homeboy, Will. I don't like to say names, but anyway, Willie. I said, bro, you can have whatever you want. I'm only taking minimal stuff with me, bro. And he was like, dang, you leaving, da, da, da. So he stayed, cause he was kind of like my roommate. I let him live with me and he stayed and he was working and stuff. But anyway, I moved to Miami, took my stuff. When I got there, listen, remember I told y'all about that driver? Every time I got off a flight, every time I need to go to the mall, whatever, he was there. Black dude, man. I don't know where he at to this day, but if you see this, you know what time it is. You feel me? Like he know what time it is. So anyway, he picked me up. I had minimal stuff. He was like, hey man, look, I'm going to take you to the apartment first, the condo, and then we're going to the mall because you need some clothes because you're about to be performing. I was like, what do you mean? He said, bro, you got a show tomorrow. I was like, what? So anyway, but I've been rehearsing and everything. So we go to the mall. Listen, man. This is when throwback jerseys was in and the big shorts and all that stuff. It was in the big, kind of like the big clothes. And keep in mind, I was training. I was probably about 180, 179, 180. I'm 230 now. So just kind of imagine how I was ripped, man. Body like say Nelly or LL Cool J back then. You feel me? So anyway, we get there, go to the apartment, put my little stuff up, and we go to the mall. We go to Aventura Mall. Never been to this mall ever. Man, I walked to this mall. He took me, and mind you, he had her card. So he took me to the mall, and bro, I bought every jersey that they had, every basketball team, football jerseys, all the best stuff. The best stuff that I saw rappers with, or I saw, that I thought local people couldn't get. I was getting all the these were real jerseys too, the real deal. It wasn't the fake ones, because they were like $200, $300. That's when these things were $150 a jersey, $300 a jersey. The real authentic stuff. You feel me? So anyway, we go to the mall, buy them all out. He swiped the card, boom, I got shorts, I got pants, I got shoes, I got everything. I'm like, boy, I'm that guy, you feel me? So we go back to the thing, and he was like, hey man, where your chain? Like, you got a chain? I was like, nah, I ain't got no chain. He said, you do now. And he did like this. And I had a gold chain, and I lied to you not, that bitch said LKOK on it in diamonds. So it was a gold chain, a gold circle, LKOK in the middle, and diamonds. LKOK in the middle with diamonds around it, and gold all the way around, solid gold. It was the prettiest piece, man. Oh my goodness. I'm going to tell you what happened to that piece too. Damn it. I'm going to tell you what happened to that piece, and I regret it to this day. But anyway, I was like, oh my God, I have made it. I have a chain. Everybody know when you get a chain, you feel like like the earrings was one thing, but when you get that chain, oh my God, you like, I'm that nigga, boy. I got this chain. So I felt like a different person, man. I felt like, I'm gonna be real, man. I felt like I was better than everybody, that God chose me. I'm that guy, blah, 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 blah. So anyway, you know what I'm saying? We get back to the place. I got my chain. I got everything. I'm looking in the mirror. I can't stop looking in the mirror. You feel me? Like, I'm just flossing. I got diamonds in my ears. I got the chain, my body right. I look good. I'm doing push-ups all the time, because I'm like, say, I got a show tomorrow. So anyway, she's like, all right, get some sleep, because tomorrow we're going to the studio, and then when we leave the studio, we're going straight to this place. It's a showcase or whatever. I was like, I don't know what a showcase is, but whatever. So I do all that. We wake up, go to the studio, record a song or two, lay down some new stuff that I was laying down, and then we left straight from the studio. I'm dressed. I'm dripped up, diamond chain, diamond earrings. I don't even think I owned a watch back then. I don't think watches was in like that. I don't remember, because I ain't have one. So we end up going to, where was the showcase? All right, I know where the Fountain Blue's at in Miami. It was across from that. I don't know what building it was. I just remember the Fountain Blue, where they said Will Smith shot his video, a music video. That's all I remember. So some of the stuff's been so long, y'all. I'm going to just remember the areas, and y'all take it for whatever it is. You feel me? And if you live in Miami, you going to know what I'm talking about. You feel me? So we go here to showcase, and then I'm seeing like signs. Like, I'm seeing, what's that girl name? The girl before Trina was back then, but she was a rapper. Can't remember her name, but Aaron Hall. I'm seeing all these artists, B.O.B. I'm seeing, Boo, like Akon's brother, Boo. I'm seeing, Ludacris, not Ludacris wasn't there, but his promo team was there. Ludacris, Lil Wayne's promo team was there. All these different artists that was not famous yet, but they were there. And the biggest artists that were famous, wasn't there, but their team was there with their, promo banners and all that stuff. If you in the music, you know how that go. You feel me? Or if you've been to one of these showcases, right? So, me and my manager, we walk in, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm going to tell you why I drew so much attention. How I looked and who I was with. If you walked in any area, if you was a black artist and you walked in with a white manager, they took you serious. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. But if you was a black artist and you walked in with a woman, white manager, they took you even more serious. I don't know why, but that's how it went. So I walk in, she diamond up. Everything. She looked like money, bro. Look, that's the one thing. We look good. So we walk in, so we sit at this table with another black gentleman and stuff like that. And while we walking in, artists are up performing songs that are famous to this day. Like, but back then, you wouldn't think they would be famous, whatever, or think the songs would be hits, but they performing their songs. And even some of those artists had bands, like live bands, people playing stuff. I was like, dang, I want to do that one day. I want to have a band, until then I'll be having the music behind me. So anyway, I'm sitting down at this, table, and it's a black gentleman with little dreads or whatever. And then, another black gentleman, white dude, my manager and me. So I was like, hey, what's up? The dude was like, no, he said hey to me. He's like, hey, what's up? I'm TJ. I was like, hey, what's up, man? I'm LK. He's like, oh, what you do? I said, I rap. He's like, yeah, man, you ever heard of B.O.B.? I was like, yeah, I heard of B.O.B. He said, yeah, that's him right there. He said, you ever heard of Scar? I was like, Scar? I was like, nah. He's like, yeah, that's my artist. That's Scar right there. I was like, whoa. Damn, I was like, these your artists? Like, yeah, man. I say, B.O.B. your artist? Yeah, I know B.O.B. He said, I heard the song. He said, yeah, that's my artist right there. He gonna be famous, man. He gonna blow up. I said, I know I heard of him, but he ain't famous at this time. You feel me? But B.O.B. up there rapping. I'm like, dang, he good, man. Like he ain't like a regular artist. You feel me? So, at this showcase, right? I found out now, but, this was a paid showcase. The artists that come to this showcase were getting paid. You feel me? Even the ones that weren't famous, they were getting paid because we were performing in front of record execs. Like, we were performing in front of people who, like Bad Boy and Elektra and Sony and all this. Like, they were at this spot. You feel me? So when you go to these type of showcases, it's different than a regular showcase because you see all these white dudes, Jewish dudes with suits and stuff, with their wives and stuff. Like, a lot of the execs, their wives run a lot of stuff. And even though the guys are up front, the wives choose, hey, I like this, I like that, da-da-da. Like, they behind choosing. And some of their kids, like, their kids are in the music. So the executive dudes got the money, but they listening to their wives, their kids, their sons and stuff. See, I learned all this stuff, and that'll come into play later. So anyway, I'm here and I'm listening to these guys, Scar, B.O.B., Akon. I guess Akon just got I don't know what he had going on. I don't remember, but I just know I heard Locked Up 3 times. I heard him replay it like 3 times. Locked up, they won't let me out. Like 3 times, like almost back to back, and it was so fire. Like, I was like, dang, he sound good, man. In my mind, I'm like, I can't compete with these dudes or whatever. So anyway, so it's my turn to get up. I get up, they put then I go and I rock it. But this is the thing. I go up there and this is our little plan. When you do a showcase, you probably do 3 songs, but you didn't do whole songs. You would do a verse, half a song, and maybe a verse and half another song or something like that. You just didn't do whole songs. You had to get your message across quick so these people can know who you are. So our thing was, I was in shape. I wanted to use my body, like me being in shape, as a tool. So I noticed not a lot of the artists were in shape. You know what I'm saying? They were talented, but they wasn't in shape. So I was like, all right, I'm going to show them. I got to show that I'm different because my music might not be better than theirs. The sound might not be better than theirs, but I think I'm better than them in some facets. So anyway, we had our plan. After the first song, I come out the shirt and see how the crowd react. You feel me? Because I've been practicing this. I was like, I'm ready. I'm gangsta. I'm ready. And after talking to this dude, like TJ, he like, you ready for this? And I'm like, yeah, I'm ready. He's like, you sure you ready? Like, this industry it'll swallow you up. I was like, bro, I've been waiting for this all my life. He said, all right, I'll see you down the road type thing. TJ, if you talk to TJ DJ to this day, he's from Tallahassee. He might not remember this. I know he remembered me. He probably remember my manager too. but he might not remember the conversation. He might not remember having Scar there, having B.O.B. I don't know. I don't know what, I can't speak for him, but I'm telling you what I remember, and I will never forget it because it was a impactful time in my life, because he actually was telling me that B.O.B. was actually getting paid to be there. You feel me? And at the time, I felt like I was on the same level as B.O.B. Well, hey, I ain't trying to be cocky. Back then I was like, he ain't no better than me. Like, if he getting paid, I must be getting paid. So I found out later I was getting paid for that show, and B.O.B. was getting paid. Some of the other guys were getting paid, and I was getting paid, but I found this out later, but I didn't care back then. I was like, it's whatever, man. I'm living good. I got diamonds. I got this. I got that, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't care. But the money wasn't a thing because I was getting taken care of. Like, I didn't need money. And that's what they do. Hold up. I'm going to get back. They make it to where the most important thing in your life that you really need, they make it to where you don't need it to where you forget about it. Like, you forget about contracts. You forget about everything because they make you so comfortable and make you feel like it's going to go on forever. Like, you always going to have this. You always going to have that. This is the way your life going to be forever type thing. You feel me? So I wasn't worrying about none of that. I was like, man, this lady loved me, man. She taking care of me. I ain't never had nobody shower me with stuff. Like, I was always the person that took care of people. I ain't never had nobody shower me with gifts. I ain't never had nobody buy me diamonds. I ain't never had nobody buy me necklaces and stuff like that, you know? So I was like, this person loved me. This is love. See, that's the emotional part. That's where they get you mentally. They fool you with materialistic things and make you think that is love, but it's just grooming. I don't know if you guys know what grooming is, but that type of thing is a form of grooming. Let me bring you around these people, show you off, let them see what I got, let them see that you're amazing, you know. And the cool thing about it is that I took care of myself. Like, she didn't have to tell me to work out. She didn't have to tell me to eat good. She didn't have to tell me. So she was like, this he easy. He don't smoke. He don't do anything crazy, you know. But in her mind, she probably was thinking, I'm going to get him to do some crazy shit. But right now, he ain't a problem. That's the biggest thing. They want to make sure you're not a problem. So anyway, do the show, rock that motherfucker, get off. And she was like, you did a great job. You know what I'm saying? You did a great job. Everybody talking about you. And this was crazy, right? Boo from Akon's brother. He was like, hey man, what y'all doing, you know, after? What y'all got going on after? And they was saying, oh, everybody going to Mansion. I don't know if you from Miami. So if you from Miami, you remember Mansion. It was a place called Mansion. I don't know if it's still there. So I was like, hey man, we need to go to Mansion. She was like, nah, we ain't doing that. That ain't what we're doing. We're going back because we're going to go to the studio the next day. So, all right. So we leave out of this place. And as we're leaving out of this place, we go into the elevator, right? We go into the elevator. I let her go first. She get in the elevator. Then I go in there and it's about to close and somebody stopped the elevator like this. And he walk in and it's Aaron Hall. And I'm like, she didn't know who Aaron Hall was, but I did. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he get in, he like, hey, what's up, young blood? He's like, hey man, you did a good job. He said, y'all going to Mansion like that? I was like, I don't know. I looked at her. She was like, nah, we got early studio session. He was like, hey, listen to her. Stick with her. Whatever she say, go right there. That's what you need. You need to take your butt home. He said, it's trouble out here like that. He said, but I'm getting in some trouble. So Aaron Hall was like, because he ain't from here. He's not from Miami. I don't know where he's from, New York or LA or whatever. So he's like, listen to her. Whatever she say, listen to her. You know, I was like, bet. You know, he shook my hand and stuff like that. And then in her mind, she's just like, be cool. Don't act like a groupie. This is stuff we talked about before. She's like, you're going to meet some people. You're going to see people. You got to keep your cool. They can't know you're from, they can't know that you're not on the level that they're on. Like, they got to think you're just as famous as them. That's why you got the diamonds. That's why you got this. And let me tell y'all something about my jewelry and stuff. When I walked in these places, the artists that did have songs on the radio, they were looking at me. Like, they were looking at my jewelry. They were looking at my necklace. They was looking, because I don't know their situations or what they had, but I think my stuff was realer than theirs, because they were sweating me. You know, the women, the guys, the rappers, they was like, dang, bro, what's up? All shaking my hand and stuff. Guys who are famous now who wasn't famous then, shaking my hand and stuff. I remember Trey Songz coming. This before I really knew who Trey Songz were, because when he did the showcase, he was rapping. He wasn't singing. Trey Songz got up there. He had the braids. He had a throwback jersey on black. He looked like a thug. Like, you feel me? And, Pretty Boy, you know how they, Pretty Boy, but he rapping and he good. So I'm like, da-da-da. So anyway, after he got off, he's like, hey man, they call me Trigger Trey or whatever. I was like, hey, what's up? They call me LK. He's like, man, so y'all going to everybody, you going to Mansion, because that was the spot back then, I guess. So I was like, hey, I don't know, man. We just vibing, So he shook my hand or whatever, did the little whatever. He said, man, good job. I said, man, good job too, man. I was like, man, who your producer? And he started naming off these Timberland and all these people. You feel me? Like famous people. Producer, I was like, boy, you gonna make it. He's like, yeah, man, I got a good situation. Da 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 da. And that's when I saw, we're gonna say allegedly, but I know it was. That's when I saw, I think, Kevin Liles. I know y'all know Bad Boy, P. Diddy, Kevin Liles, he's the head. So allegedly, I saw him with Trey, with his crew, because Trey Songz had a group. Like, he had a team with him. You feel me? They had posters. They had that. And in my mind, I'm like, why don't I have posters? Why don't I have all this stuff? These boys put money behind Trey Songz, man. Like, but his name wasn't Trey Songz then. It was it was Trigger Trey. I guess it was Trigger Trey. I don't know, whatever. So maybe it was Trey Songz. But anyway, dreads, rapping, not singing. So at this showcase, like I said, all your favorite artists that are famous now was at this showcase back then. So these people been grinding for a long time, man. Like, it ain't happened overnight. These people been grinding a long time. It's a lot of things they had to do to get where they had to get. So I'm going to kind of like skip around a little bit because I want to talk about like some of the training stuff, and then we'll get back to my main thing, because everything else you guys going to have to read the book to get everything. But I want to get y'all into the meat and potatoes of my story or whatever. So anyway, the next day she's like, hey, you're going to train with blah, 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 professional athlete. I was like, oh, bet, da, da, da. She's like, I'm going to take you there the first time, but I need you to learn how to get there because I'm busy. I got things to do. I need you to learn how to get there. So I like, bet, just take me there. So we drive around or whatever, and we get to the place. I was like, I think I can get here from the condo or whatever. So we get there, and I walk in, and it's a big old mansion, man, big mansion. And she was like, you know where we at? I was like, nah. And then when the person opened the door, it was a famous person, a famous producer. And I didn't go there to train him. That's the thing, right? Man, freak it, man. Timberland, right? So Timberland. But I didn't go there to train him. I went there to talk to him about training somebody else. So I get there, and Timbo, man, he gonna remember this, man. Please forgive me, Timbo. You probably don't remember this, and you probably don't even care because it's been so long ago. Freak it was Timberland. So anyway, I go to his house. I talk to Timbo, and he was like, this is funny. I go there, and he's like, yeah, man, I need you to train my girls or whatever. I'm like, dang, he got, daughters? I don't remember. I done did my research. I didn't know if Timberland had daughters or whatever. And he was like, nah, I need you to train my girls. I was like, okay, girls, da-da-da. So one lady he introduced me to, he's like, hey, you're going to be training her. He was like, this LK, this is blah, blah, blah's artist. He's a trainer, whatever. He got all my, he looked me up, everything. He know I'm legit with the training. Plus, he looking at my body. This one, he was fat, like big. He wouldn't even think about working out. He wanted his girls fine. He was going to stay fat or whatever. No disrespect. So I was like, bet, da-da-da. He said, you're going to be training that. So I introduced her. He introduced me to her. Then she went off. She's like, all right, yeah, this is my schedule. Can you come, da-da-da-da? I was like, yeah, I'm living here now, so I can, da-da-da. So boom, 4 days a week, da-da-da, boom. And then he's like, all right, since her schedule is going to be in the morning, you're going to be training this other girl at night. And I was like, what other girl? And he's like, nah, just another chick that I want you to train, blah, blah, blah. So I was like, all right, bet. So we put both of the chicks on my schedule. And after I started training them and stuff, we're doing the music and everything. But after I started training them, I'm talking to the one girl. She's like, yeah, man, Timbo been together for da-da-da-da-da. That's what's up, man. That's good, man. Timbo a good dude. Missy Elliott, blah, 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 blah. So at night, I'm training the other girl, you know what I'm saying, and working out with her and stuff. She's like, yeah, me and Timbo been. I was like, hold up. You and what? Oh, yeah, we've been together. I was like, in my mind, I'm like, oh my God, this dude is a beast. I was like, this man got me training one of his girls in the morning and the other girl at night. I was like, damn, this how they do it. Oh Lord, this how they do it. So I kept that secret forever. Like, so I don't know what he got going on these days. No disrespect, but back in the days, Timbaland was that guy. He was that guy. And when I tell you, these chicks needed some training because they were thicker chicks, but they were beautiful. Big old hair and stuff. And Timbaland will know these girls. He might not be with them to this day. He probably got his own thing, man. Timbaland look good to this day. He's working out and stuff. But the chick he had was a thick girl. Hair, beautiful hair, and it was real. Big old puffy hair. I don't want to say her name. I do remember her name to this day. And I remember the other girl. And the other girl is thicker girl too. He liked them thick girls, but they definitely needed training. Puffy hair. He liked the girls with the big hair back then. I was like, dang, these girls almost look alike, and stuff like that. So anyway, trained them for a while, got them in shape and stuff. Even seeing them out and about. Like when we went to different events, I saw Timbo and the girls and stuff. I actually she set it up to where I could be the interviewer at a party at Mansion. So it was a party. It was Puffy's 40th party, P. Diddy, maybe 40th or 40 something. I don't know, party. I don't know, maybe 39. But DJ Khaled was also there with him. This was before DJ Khaled was who he is. I messed up on my reporting because I called him DJ Khaled. If you go back, man, you might have to go look on you. I don't know if it's on YouTube. I don't remember if YouTube was there. Go look up Hip Hop 411 and Mansion P. Diddy Party and see if it pops up. But I said DJ Khaled, and then somebody corrected me. Hey man, his name DJ Khaled. Not Khaled, Khaled. So this is before you knew who he was, and this was before he was another one. This was way before that. This was when he was just getting out of the radio, but he was with Puff and he was with everybody, like all the artists, man. I seen everybody at this party. I saw the Kardashians. I saw everybody. And that's where I also saw the Making the Band guys. I saw Fred and those girls. I saw Dylon and all those cats. I don't know if you remember Making the Band, those dudes. And Fred was drunk and acting up, fighting people outside of the club. And he'll remember this. Like right now, Fred dope. Like right now, he's getting his life together. You see him on TV doing reports on Diddy and all this stuff, but Fred getting his life together. But he was going through some things, man, back then. And this was when they were famous. They were on TV, and these guys were trying to making the band. They were actually doing the Making the Band thing. And anyway, so all right, let's get off of that. All right, so I'm gonna try to kind of weed into my main point. I did a lot of shopping, man. Like anything I wanted. The money from my manager, I wasn't getting much money from her. I was getting my money still from the training, like, cause I was getting paid cash. So all that money I was making, cause I was charging $100 an hour, just so you know. If you didn't charge $100 an hour back then, they wouldn't train with you. Like famous people think you ain't nothing if you don't charge $100 or $200 an hour. This was back then, you feel me? And you look like I could charge that much. So, and they had the money. So all the money that I made from that was going in the bank. Like I ain't spend none of it because she wouldn't let me spend my money. She would, anything I needed, she bought. Like I'm at the mall all the time, bro. Like I don't think I wore the same outfit one time while I was in this situation. I swear. These artists, man, really, when they tell you they buy shoes, they buy clothes, and they don't wear them, they'll donate them and stuff. Listen.